going on.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime thing that you can't buy.
Losing all of that. Let's get out there.
Dari thinks you know it's a big party when Darude shows up. International DJ sensation, creator of Sandstorm, flew all the way to Columbia to get the party started. And our Star Watch features Spencer Rattler, maybe the most unappreciated quarterback in college football, and one of the best running backs in Ray Davis. And with that, we welcome you to Saturday night.
In my pants, and I've been wearing down the bones in my hands. I'm getting off and yeah, I got me some plans. I got this fever burning inside. I got this fever getting me high. Oh!
Welcome to SEC Saturday night.
Let's have a great night.
Welcome to SEC Saturday Night, presented by T-Mobile 5G Home Internet. And what a sight at Williams-Brice Stadium. Cocky being introduced amongst the fireworks in a series that never seems to disappoint and always impacts how these fan bases feel about their seasons. It's Kentucky and South Carolina. This place is absolutely rocking. And the Gamecocks, a different team at home, look to continue that momentum tonight. With the pomp and circumstance continuing, we welcome you. Tom Hart, Jordan Rogers. We got Cole Kublik down on the field. Everyone's worried about the college football playoffs for South Carolina. Their postseason playoff really starts tonight. They got 2 games left. They need 2 wins to make it to bowl eligibility, and that rival from the upstate waiting next week. Now, they're a different team at home. They need to try to continue some of that momentum tonight as underdogs against the Cats.
To find a little bit of that magic that they finished last season with, upsetting Tennessee and Clemson. Spencer Rattler got really hot, but they are playing with their backs against the wall, needing these last 2 to get to bowl eligibility, like you said. And on the other side, Kentucky trying to figure out what kind of bowl they're going to go to. So 2 teams with a lot at stake tonight.
I don't know if there's another quarterback who has produced like Spencer Rattler, yet hasn't gotten the headlines in college football this season. All he's done is perform in the toughest league in college football, missing pieces, including an offensive line, reinventing their backfield, introducing new wide receivers, and he hasn't skipped a beat.
The journey has been unbelievable. Formerly a potential #1 overall pick at Oklahoma, the ups and downs of the offense last year culminating with a bang in how they finished. And this year, like you mentioned, musical chairs at offensive line, injuries all around him. The consistent has been #7. The way he has played in adversity, the way he's played from the pocket, the improvement that he's made, he's been fun to watch, man.
Kentucky would love to find some consistency. What a start for this team. 5-0 to begin the season. The run game was the backbone behind that big blue line. And then the schedule got tougher. They quit running the ball quite as effectively. The wide receivers besieged by drops, and everything went downhill fast.
Yeah, and there's no magic pill, right? For this offense to get back to what we saw at the beginning of the year, they got to run the football well. It's got to be about Ray Davis. It's got to be about starting with the run, play action pass off that. That's when they're best. We've seen them get down early in games. Last couple weeks, especially last week against Alabama, they need a fast start tonight, and they need it behind Ray Davis. We got to see some more of #1 like we saw against Florida earlier in the year.
It's always a party under the lights here at Williams-Brice Stadium, but the environment owes a debt of gratitude to a Finnish DJ who created Sandstorm. South Carolina finally adopted it and made it their own, and it has made the pregame here in South Carolina, the entire game atmosphere, one that is unrivaled in college football. Darude is the DJ who founded it. That was '99. Shortly thereafter, the folks at South Carolina says, let's do it here. For more on that with the celebrity in the building alongside Darude, here is DeCole.
Darude, this entire fan base has adopted a song that you created. Did you ever imagine that an atmosphere could generate this kind of energy because of a song that you created?
No, I mean, I've seen some songs do some damage, but I didn't imagine it being mine, and I don't have words to say, but they're speaking for me right now.
How does this make you feel? Just this atmosphere.
It's insane. It's insane.
Here we go. Let's watch it.
It's the biggest rave you've ever been a part of. Sit back, relax, enjoy his creation. This is Sandstorm. South Carolina won the toss. They've elected to defer, so Kentucky will put its offense on the field. Well, unless Shane Beamer has a trick up his sleeve early. What a scene here in Columbia. Mitch Jeter will get us started. Barion Brown back to receive for the Cats. Welcome to SEC Saturday night. No return for Kentucky. The offense will operate with that student section right behind them under the direction of Devin Leary. Similar to Spencer Rattler on the other side, Devin Leary at his previous stop turned into a huge prospect. He was the ACC preseason player of the year 2 seasons ago. He has plenty of experience, though he dealt with injuries from a broken fibula to a torn pectoral muscle. He makes his 37th career start tonight.
Yeah, and another guy like Spencer Rattler that came from a completely different system than what they're running here at Kentucky. So the learning curve has been a little steep. He's talented enough. They got to find some of that magic tonight.
Ray Davis is his tailback. That's Brown in motion, and they'll keep it on the ground to start. And Debo Williams in on the tackle, his 95th of the season.
Boy, and Ray Davis, such a productive back. At every school he's been at, we'll get into that. He's been at 3. This is his 3rd stop. But hey, this offense rises and falls with number 1.
We'll go right back to him. And Davis finds just a yard, so that'll set up 3rd and 5 for Kentucky as Davis moves closer to 1,000-yard season. Just 66 yards away. It's a reshuffled offensive line. No Kenneth Horsey tonight. Dylan Ray at left guard. Jagger Burton at right guard. Leary's completed 57% of his passes on the year. The wideouts seem to have solved the drop problem that plagued him in the first half of the season. Flag down, slant complete, stands as a first down as of now. But we'll see what the flag is about. And that is Isaiah Cummings with the catch for the Cats.
Illegal shift on the offense. 2 players moving at the same time. 5-yard penalty. Replay third
David
down.
Smith, the referee, a look of exasperation from Mark Stoops and what has been a frustrating season. Kentucky needs the shifts and motions to try to create an advantage.
No doubt. And so frustrating because a perfect play, perfect block, and throw by Devin Leary. Now you're in 3rd and long, not where Kentucky wants to live.
And it is 3rd and loud. Four-man rush for the Cox. Leary steps out of the pocket, gets taken down. Could not escape the pocket, and Jordan Strawn.
Well, it's a good thought by Devin Leary. The slide protection is going to go to the left, which means Jeremy Flax is going to be one-on-one right here with Strawn. It's just a great job of redirecting, finding out where the quarterback's going to go after the initial pass rush here, redirecting and getting just enough of Leary to bring him down, because there was some green grass in front of him there if Strawn didn't get him.
Wilson Berry to punt it away. The punt game has left Kentucky in a hole numerous times this season. It is Mario Anderson back to receive, and Kentucky having issues with personnel. Cole, what impact is the noise down there?
I don't think that impacts you getting 11 players on the field for punt cover, but it is loud, obnoxiously loud. It's funny, I was talking to Darude right before you guys threw it down and interviewed him, and he said, you know what, it's almost intimidating. And I said, trust me, buddy, for that other team, it is intimidating.
Rattler getting loose and wanting to take the field. Special teams miscue for the Cats.
Well, I got this counter on here, so let's use it. Yep, that's 10. You usually want to play with 11, Tom.
Well,
unless you're allowed
Canada.
to. Canada would be 12, but I don't know anywhere that plays with 10.
There's a lot of emotion for Shane Beamer. This has been an interesting rivalry between the two head coaches the last couple of seasons. And the weight of this game on the perception of a season where the margins are so thin in this league makes it incredibly valuable to both sides. Jason Kilgore is the man to return the punt for Carolina. Not a good one. Kilgore lets it go, and it takes a Kentucky hop. And here is Spencer Rattler after that 45-yard punt. Home is where the Rattler is for sure. 4-1 with an 80% completion rate. 15 touchdowns to 3 picks. What's the difference?
Well, he's comfortable here at home, right? But this offensive line, we talked about how many injuries. Last week, the first time this O-line started the same rotation 2 weeks in a row. When you're on the road trying to communicate and there's not continuity and it's loud, makes it hard. So at home, the communication and protection from the offensive line has been much better. And when that's the case, Rattler plays at an extremely high level.
They're tied for 123rd out of 133 in sacks allowed this season, but didn't give one up last week, and now procedure penalty against South Carolina with movement.
False start. 51 on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
That's Trey Babalati, the freshman left tackle in South Carolina, immediately pointing at the Kentucky defensive line, insinuating, my guess is that they were simulating the snap count. Nick Gargiulo, the transfer from Yale, is the center. And Rattler backed up now 1st and 15. Only have 2 scholarship running backs tonight, so they are light in the backfield. Here's Amarian Brown. And he gets 7 yards back. What makes Spencer Rattler so good?
Well, he's seeing the game so well. I think last year blitzes would catch him off guard. Now he sees it before it happens, so he's able to get the ball out really quick, like you saw right there to Amarian Brown.
Pressure from the edge. Rattler flips it out and finds Mario Anderson, who steps for the first down. And the Gamecocks will move the chain.
Well, the go-to guy for Spencer Rattler has been Xavier Legette, one of the best receivers in the entire country, 6'3", 227 pounds. He is a matchup problem, and he's going to be matched up a lot tonight with Andrew Phillips, corner to the field, who's back in the lineup for Kentucky.
Rattler's got to leave the pocket, and that is off the fingertips of Anderson, and Legette still nearly got to it. So I'll leave him with 3rd and 10. Xavier Legette has turned himself into one of the best prospects at wide receiver in this league, if not in the country, and it's all development.
Oh, it's a great story of when work ethic meets opportunity. He was the 10th leading receiver on this roster last year. Now second in the SEC.
It is 2nd and 10 as Joshua Simon motions. And Anderson finds a hole before quickly getting wrapped up by Deion Walker. And they continue all the way to the ground, way back in the backfield. Sophomore out of Detroit City. What a play by Walker. He's a handful.
Yeah, he's a guy they're going to have to know where he is at all times. A lot of times, the stats really don't reflect his impact on the game. He's not filling up the stat sheet with tackles, even though he got one there, or quarterback hurries. He's got a bunch of them, but He impacts the game by eating up double teams and forcing the protection to know where he is at all times.
He might be the biggest, best bowler you've ever seen. As high as 285. Got 3rd and 7 now for South Carolina. Rattler on a dime to Leggett for his first grab. Covered by Andrew Phillips.
Yeah, and actually that time Andrew Phillips followed Leggett from one side of the field to the other. So a little man-to-man matchup, not usually what Kentucky does. They're much more of a zone team, but it looks like they like Andrew Phillips on Leggett that time. Great route and even better ball placement from Rattler.
Phillips was not on the field last week for Kentucky in their loss to Alabama. He may be less than 100% tonight. Little swing pass. Anderson dropped it. Might be a live football. If it was a lateral and it's quickly covered by Simon, the difference would be yardage on 2nd down, and they say it was indeed. And once again, 2nd and long for South Carolina.
The ruling on the field was a pass was backwards, recovered by South Carolina.
Yeah, I don't think that's right.
2nd down.
I agree with you.
I got an angle here that looked, I mean, just maybe a foot or two ahead.
Yeah.
You see, that's definitely not backwards. That should be an incomplete pass, and they should get those yards back.
And they'll get buzzed down from the replay booth. Or Shane Beamer used a timeout to make sure they get a nice long look at it. That's the 4 pass, he said. Lip reading skills are on point early on.
Can't sleep.
Just a lot on my mind.
I can't sleep either.
It only gets tougher with age.
Mom, what?
Well, knowing Progressive can protect your home, auto, and business should help you relax.
Good, because I could use a good night's sleep.
Me too. You know how early a chimney sweep gets up every day?
Wait, is this all a dream?
Why would Jamie be in my dream?
I am America's biggest spokesperson.
Debatable.
I said biggest.
Well, he's got you there.
This is a big call coming out of the timeout.
And initially it looked definitely forward. Now it looks like it's down the line.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands of a backwards pass. 2nd down.
Because that's what it was called on the field, yeah, you'd have to have enough information to overturn it.
Yeah, so I was saying down the line it looked like it was just directly where he released it, where it was caught. So since it was called backwards on the field, I think they didn't have enough to prove that it definitely was a forward pass. So that little gray area there.
It was a booth-initiated review, so South Carolina has not charged a timeout. And the Gamecocks left with a 2nd and 15. And in play action, Rattler trying to fit it to Anderson. What a catch! He was blanketed by Trevin Wallace. Wow. Great hands by the former Division II star from Newberry College.
Yeah, Anderson, great running back. Not really known for hands like this, but watch this snag. Back behind him a little bit. Great coverage by Trevin Wallace, and that's a big-time catch there.
8th play of the opening drive for South Carolina after forcing Kentucky to punt. Third down 11. Pressure coming. Rattler escapes it. Now on the run. Is going to try and run for the first down, and he will. There's a flag down in the secondary. He's been sacked 36 times this season, 4th most in the FBS.
Holding on the defense, number 23. 10-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. First down.
That's Andrew Phillips who got flagged.
Phillips working his way back from a hamstring injury that caused him to miss last week against Alabama. That time out of contact there with Amarian Brown.
One of the reasons Mario Anderson's been able to make his way into the lineup, you saw him solid in pass pro right there.
Yeah. They're missing some key pieces, including the Kerryon Joyner. Not available tonight. Rattler able to complete another. This is Joshua Simon. Rattler's been at his best early on, leads the country in completion percentage in the first quarter at 84%.
Yeah, and at his best when they change the launch point. What does that mean? Well, normally as a quarterback, when you drop back straight over the center, whether it's a 3-step, 5-step, no step. When you change the launch point, you send the offensive line one way, and then the quarterback will reset, maybe over where a tackle was, trying to get distance from that defensive line, exactly what they did there.
They're going to go with a wildcat. And that turns into a first down run for Lenora Sellers, listed as the third-string quarterback behind Doty. They've got high expectations for this young man.
Oh, such a great athlete. Offensive coordinator Dow Loggins mentioned we're going to have something for him, right? I mean, they only have 2 scholarship running backs and really one in Mario Anderson, the other a true freshman. So we're going to see some guys, maybe Sellers a little bit more, maybe some Xavier Leggett or Joshua Simon, the tight end that's athletic. All of them may have a part in the backfield today to make up for the injuries at running back.
Simon motioned. Rattler goes to the end zone, wide open. It's Xavier Leggett. These two are as in sync as any tandem in the SEC. That is the 6th touchdown of the season for Leggett, and caps an 11-play, 69-yard drive. Mitch Jeter for the point after. Great hold by Kai Kroger. A determined drive for Spencer Rattler in the Gamecock.
Yeah, I said this was going to be a matchup to watch. Xavier Leggett on Andrew Phillips. Watch the double move right here. He's going to press up, give a little step inside, loses Phillips, and a perfect ball by Spencer Rattler. South Carolina on the board early.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
This holiday season, find your healthy at Sprouts Farmers Market. Farm fresh, organic ingredients, healthy essentials, and unique offerings. Find an endless array of high-quality products perfect for any dietary lifestyle. Craft your comfort amidst the chaos and find your healthy this holiday season at Sprouts.
SEC Saturday Night is presented by T-Mobile 5G Home Internet, connecting homes across the SEC, and in part by Mercedes-Benz. The holiday love celebration is here, now through January 2nd.
Well, a history of fantastic receivers here in South Carolina, and now Xavier Leggett has developed into one of those 1,000-yard receivers. Over 1,100 on the season. And that touchdown getting South Carolina on the board. What a scene here. They had Darude in the DJ booth in the cockpit. No return for Kentucky. And it brings Devin Leary back out again with it. Look, my man, I'm suddenly in the mood for a glow stick.
You're a big rave guy?
I am now.
Big EDM guy? I am now too. How could you not be? This crowd is electric, and Darude, he's probably like, I could get used to this.
Just wondering why there's so many football players at his music festival tonight. Kentucky tried to establish the run on its first possession, went 3 and out. And now Leary on play action. And nearly picked. That's Nick Emmanwori, who was able to jump the route.
Boy, in South Carolina coming to this 3-3-5 look. They've been doing a lot more of the last couple games. trying to help shore up the protection on the back end. Really an umbrella coverage. We'll break it down a little bit, but one way to try to help out this secondary in that time. Emmanwori all over Devin Leary's eyes. He stared that one down.
Second and 10. And Davis able to pick up positive yardage, but a flag.
Personal foul, face mask, number 73 on the offense. Penalty is half the distance to the goal in spot of the foul. Replay second down.
That's Dylan Ray, who's flipped to left guard.
Well, here's this 3-3-5. Look at 3 down linemen, and look at these 3 safeties right here. They really just want to keep everything in front of them. Umbrella-type coverage on the back end. They're playing a preset drop, hold 2, a cover 2 concept. 3 safeties playing deep, 3B linemen. They really started doing that against Jacksonville State and a lot last week against Vandy, but really haven't seen it at all this season besides the last couple weeks.
Second and 22. And Leary incomplete. Cole.
Shane Beamer told me before the game, it's not going to be our base defense, but we will be in it a lot. And he said most of it is because 14 Jaron Willis and 22 Van Martin Scott had been so good in practice and so good on the scout team earlier in the season that they earned playing time. Said we've got to find a way to get these 2 on the field. They want to allow the defensive line to attack instead of read and try to hold the point. And plus 14 and 22 playing good ball, wants to get them involved.
3rd and 22. Little bit high and incomplete. Leary off the mark tonight. That was Tavion Robinson, the intended receiver. And now the Cats having to punt it away. Cole talking about getting guys involved from a health standpoint. This is a really beat up South Carolina team, and the longer they can hang in games, well, the more momentum they're going to pick up. Wilson Berry to punt it away. Beamer ball has been a core for the entire Beamer family. And Shane has done a great job repeating it here at South Carolina. Well, they sent nearly everybody that time. Fair catch taken at the 44-yard line. Let's break down Spencer Rattler's game.
Yeah, we talked about changing the launch point, a way to find him space and get protection shored up, clean things up in front of him. You see that he's going to change the launch point over the left tackle and only 1 defensive lineman then. Everybody else goes to the right. And then when they haven't done that, this has been the improvement of Spencer Rattler. Not scrambling to run, but scrambling to step back up into the pocket, being strong in the pocket, and then finding ways to hit receivers downfield. Here you go. That's a great example earlier. Changing the launch point, getting outside the pocket, away from the noise, making things easier on this offensive line.
37 sacks the first 9 games. O-line was perfect against Vandy in that regard. There's Xavier Legette again, and just shy of the first down. Rattler has been under pressure a ton. Sacked 4th most in the FBS. And his quarterback rating dropped under 25 when they bring heat. Only problem for Kentucky, they're not really built to do that this year. Here's Legette on the handoff, and he picks up a first down.
And there's one of those plays where Xavier Legette actually lined up at running back again. 2 scholarship running backs is all South Carolina has. So they're going to be mixing guys in there, finding ways to get their playmakers the ball as much as possible tonight.
It was an 11-play drive to open the scoring for South Carolina. Now they're trying to grind out another. Rattler on a dime, complete to Nick Harbor, the promising freshman with a gain of 18.
Boy, and the trust that Spencer Rattler has had in Nick Harbor as he's developing. He's got all the talent in the world, but his hands have been a little hit or miss. Not a natural catcher of the football, but great hands here and a great rip by Spencer Rattler. in the soft part of the zone coverage.
He's got world-class speed and size, and here's Deion Walker to swallow up another. That's Mario Anderson, tackle behind the line of scrimmage. You look at what South Carolina's missing, it's easier to understand the 4-6 record. They've lost 6 offensive linemen for the season. Juice Wells hasn't played since mid-September. And Kerryon Joyner, Juju McDowell out, and O'Donnell Fortune is unavailable tonight. Non-injury status for South Carolina, the defensive back, but most of those on the offensive side. Trey Knox is back. Tight end motions. Here's Rattler on the roll. A little pump fake to buy some time. Did not slide, and he got crushed. Keaton Wade came flying in for the tackle.
Just a little sprint left. Again, trying to get Spencer Rattler out of the pocket. That one you might just want to throw 10 rows up. Save a hit, right?
Or slide 3 steps earlier.
Totally.
8 of 9 start for Rattler. Heisman favorite just a couple of seasons ago at Oklahoma. Lost the starting job there, transferred to South Carolina, and really hit his stride in the last third of the season last year. Not a great snap. Stays with it. And now looking for a block and a scramble, and he'll run for another first down. We talk about his arm. How about the legs?
Well, again, the Spencer Rattler of last year would have escaped outside the pocket backwards. The Spencer Rattler of this year, eyes downfield, steps up through the pocket, and then the last resort is taken off and using his legs. And a great decision right there, and he's letting Lovett know it.
Jordan Lovett on the field for Kentucky. He was questionable coming into this game. They've been banged up on the back end of that secondary. Anderson going to get a shot. Deion Walker grabbed him immediately. Cole, Deion Walker is a load up front for the Cats.
He really is. And when you guys were talking about him earlier, the one thing that stuck out that you didn't mention in that conversation was how he follows plays. When he's the backside defensive end or defensive tackle, he tracks plays extremely well, stays with them. You saw that play needed to hit the other direction, but Deion Walker did not allow for the cutback.
First team freshman All-American last season for the Cats, the first for the program since Benny Snell in 2016. Rattler redirected out of the pocket again. Pump fake to buy a few yards, and he sidesteps past to pick up the first down before J.J. Weaver got him. And there is some chatter now with Maxwell Hairston. Rattler has always exuded an outward confidence, but it's the maturity that's taken his game to a new level this year.
Well, I tell you what, he woke up and he chose violence tonight. There is no sliding in his repertoire. And there's some good chatter going on down there right now. I love it.
Lenore Sellers back in at quarterback. Ran it last time. And Sellers is going to run it again. Trying to find vision. And we're going to flag down as he took it inside the 1.
I think it actually might be
number 23 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay first down.
That's a freshman running back, DJ Braswell. They've had to press him into service here late in the year. And that's a challenge you get with playing young players, right?
Yeah, with a couple of your veterans, a couple of your better running backs out. But this is the part you love. A little bit of coaching there, a coaching moment for a young player.
Ontario Hardesty, former standout at Tennessee, the running backs coach here at Carolina. They're going to split out Rattler again and go with Sellers again. Sellers fakes the throw, and on the design draw, able to pick up 5. Spencer Rattler, 8 of 9 for 77 yards and a touchdown here early on. Carolina dominating the plays. They've run 20 to Kentucky's 6. And you see the results in the yardage difference. Rattler pulls it back, having to think about it. Now on the run. And he goes tumbling down after a gain of 1 and stayed in bounds. And that will leave 3rd and goal.
Yeah, good job by Kentucky there. They dropped 8. So only rush 3, no window, nowhere to throw the ball for Spencer Rattler.
What do we make of Rattler's willingness to take these hits tonight?
I mean, they're 4-6. They got to win 2 to get to a bowl. I mean, I think he's in the mindset, as well as this team in the mindset, that you leave everything out there tonight.
They are perfect on 3rd down so far tonight through 2 drives. Pocket holds, end zone shot, and it's batted away by D'Eriq Jackson. And Cole, isn't it interesting that when D'Eriq Jackson came to the sideline after that last drive, Brad White found him as the first player he wanted to coach up?
Brad White was almost out on the numbers, went right to 54, had a lot of coaching points for him. They spoke for about a good 2-3 minutes before he actually went back over to the bench area, Tom.
So South Carolina on 4th and goal. 23-yard attempt now for Mitch Jeter. 11 of 13 on the season. And Jeter drills it. It was a line drive. It is a 10-0 lead for South Carolina here in Soda City. And what a night at Williams-Brice.
Holy cannoli, look at this. It's like a science project.
Ordering lunch. Easy for you and me, but can be so difficult for a young homeowner turning into their parents.
Are those all different lettuces?
Yes, sir. Brown rice, white rice, or quinoa.
We're gonna need a minute.
Do you have any food allergies?
Well, my teeth are sensitive to cold.
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
That'll be $19.45. Oh, I'm just paying for my own salad.
Dory Noka in studio. It's our 5-star play presented by Yellowwood, Florida, Missouri. It's the Gators that strike first, needing 1 win to become bowl eligible. Graham Mertz to Trey Wilson, 80 yards in 5 plays. What a start. They're going into the second. Gators up 7-3 on Missouri, guys.
All right, Dari, thanks. Going to be chilly and rainy before that one finishes in Como. It is beautiful weather here in the outer Columbia tonight. Temperatures in the 60s under the lights here in Columbia. And this kickoff from Jeter will have a chance to be fielded on the ground ball. It's Barion Brown looking for a seam. Couldn't get past the kicker. And he takes it to the 25-yard line. Kentucky has only run 6 plays on the night. They have yet to cross midfield. South Carolina has already run 15 plays in catch territory.
That's a little bit of the same story from last week. They ran 4 plays and Alabama had 21 points. So
not good.
Starting slow, especially on the road, is so tough. They got to get things going here. It starts on 1st down. Get a positive play. Can't be living in 2nd and 3rd and long with how this offense operates.
Handed off. Sumo Kongbe straight up the gut, picks up a few, and that'll take us to the end of the 1st quarter. It is an emotional night here at Williams-Brice Stadium. Spencer Rattler letting his game and his mouth do the talking. Welcome back to SEC Saturday Night, presented by T-Mobile 5G Home Internet. Moments ago, Cole and Shane.
Coach Beamer, the usage of different players on your roster is kind of like sandstorm in the stadium. It never stops. You just keep going. You have 2 new guys playing linebacker on defense, Xavier Legette in the backfield on offense. Is that just something that has to happen for this team to win these last 2 games?
Yeah, we trying to get our best players on the field, first of all. That gives us the best chance to win each week. Offensively, it's just with the injuries. You know, we're down. We only got 2 scholarship running backs tonight. And Mario's a workhorse, but we can't expect him to be out there every time. So we got to mix it up with Legette, Josh Simon. We got all kinds of fun stuff in our pockets tonight.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, Cole, thanks. Meanwhile, Cats will pick up their first down of the night.
On the defense, number 1. 15-yard penalty from the previous
It was DQ Smith
first down.
colliding with Barion Brown for the pass interference flag.
Yeah, Barion's a guy they got to get more involved. He had a quiet day yet last week against Alabama. They love the one-on-one matchup. He's probably their most dynamic receiver. He's a game changer when they get the ball in his hands. But last week, just 2 receptions, 3 yards, had 1 carry for 7 yards. He's got to get 5, 6, 7 touches here in the first half.
This receiving core still 5th worst in the country in drop rate, but they've really cleaned it up. Brown and Key especially relative to their abhorrent starts with the hands. Play action. Larry going deep. Pass coverage, and it is incomplete. Brown had a step but couldn't haul it in.
Boy, I love the idea. Deep play action pass to the guy we were just talking about, Barrion Brown, the fastest guy on their roster. And this one just about a foot out of the reach. Working on true freshman Jalen Kilgore there, number 24. That's actually a really good ball. That's one that just, you're a foot off from a huge play.
I don't know if Brown is catching his breath or banged up his shoulder on the drive. He's in the sideline for this 2nd and 10. And the Cats swing it out to Anthony Brown-Stephens. Freshman just shy of the first down. That'll leave 3rd and short. Demi Sumo Carnbay has seen plenty of time in the backfield tonight, which is interesting for the Cats. Ray Davis came in 2nd in the SEC in rushing. He's on the bench for this 3rd and short. Sumo Carnbay steps through the hole and picks up the first down.
Boy, watch the block here by Josh Caddis, the tight end. Number 84 pulling across. You're going to see here pulling across and getting a big kick out block right there on 22 to give Carnbay the space.
Flea flicker. Larry deep down the middle again and overshot him again. This was Brown-Stephens this time. The opportunities are there against the Carolina secondary.
Boy, in this one, Devin Leary just rushes, right? I know as a quarterback on a flea flicker, everything's moving a little bit fast, but watch how quickly he catches this and throws it. If he just waits a second, he can put a little more air on this, and he's got him. He's got Brown-Stephens running down the field. I think he just rushed that a little bit.
Jordan, you mentioned that new defense South Carolina running. Liam Cohen told me before the game, I got a flea flicker I want to try early, but I really need to see what they're going to give me on the back end.
Got the look he wanted.
Ball start on Kentucky.
Ball start. 84 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
That's Josh Caddis. By the way, Kentucky missing tight end Jordan Dingle tonight. He was banged up in the Alabama game and is unavailable to go with the offensive line shakeup up front. Cohen really credited the tight ends for having a solid game against Alabama, but the hesitation was, I don't know that anybody, any unit really had a great game. That was an Alabama blowout and another loss to a top 10 opponent. On 2nd and 15, over the middle, nice catch and good footwork by Tavion Robinson out of Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Boy, and this is the tough part about watching this Kentucky offense, is that when Leary looks good, man, he looks good. I mean, that was a rip right there on a dig route, right in the window to Tavion Robinson. I mean, watch this little sidearm rip, bam, right on the money, right in tight coverage. It's just hit or miss on that accuracy, especially intermediate for Devin Leary.
Swings it out to Brown this time. What role for a quarterback like Devin Leary does velocity play in accuracy?
Oh, it's huge. And when you watch Devin, a lot of times it looks like he's trying to throw it as hard as he can, right? And so the harder you're trying to throw it, the faster that ball is moving, the smaller the margin for error. And I think that's what you see. I mean, when the ball's moving that fast, if you're off by a few feet, that's tough for a receiver.
Yeah.
As opposed to a little more touch on it. It's just how guys are built, though.
He was really excited. We talked to him this week about the decision to come to Kentucky and the opportunity to play in this offense. Pressure up the middle. Leary goes down the sideline into coverage, and it is dropped by Barion Brown, who did everything right before the ball got to him. Working against the freshman Judge Collier.
Boy, what I say, got to get him 5 or 6 touches. Liam Cohen is trying. He loves the matchup that Barion has one-on-one. Just can't pull that one down. Great ball by Leary, and drops have plagued this team.
5 drops the first 5 games for Brown, just 1 the last 5. 3rd and long. Leary on a line. The completion to Isaiah Cummings.
Oh, this is a great throw. It's a corner route in soft cover 2. The flat corner, you can see, is getting a ton of depth. I mean, that ball has to be on a level 2, right? Not a line drive. We just talked about it. Putting a little touch on that. He did it that time, and that was a perfect throw.
So a fresh set of downs. This is the 10th play of this drive for Kentucky. Leary looking the flat, now goes over the middle. It's spatted down. Cole, there's a very interesting relationship always between a center and his quarterback, but Eli Cox for Kentucky is taking on a lot of responsibility up front, taking that off of Leary's shoulder.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I talked to Liam Cohen before the game. I said, how much is on Eli Cox? Because it looks like he directs a lot of traffic before the snap, and he said all of it. He's got all of our protection stuff. They had some issues with some IDs or point linebackers who basically designates where you start your assignments from a week ago against Alabama. But Tom, Eli Cox has all of it. You'll see him reach around a couple different times this game, just trying to direct things and trying to help his quarterback out.
Senior from Nicholasville, Kentucky. Leary hands it off to Ray Davis, who's back in the game and is able to pick up 5 before Nick Emmanwori brings him down. And Davis, just like that, is back out of the game. Well, no, he's not. Thought he was. Really interesting, the second leading rusher in the SEC, only seeing limited time tonight. He has been up and down this season, and the last few games has really struggled to find that same production he had in the first half of the year. 3rd down 5. Davis picks up the blitz into the end zone for the score, and Barion Brown. 7-yard strike from Leary.
Boy, just a great throw. We mentioned the touch, right? Saw the touch on a corner route in cover 2 this time. Again, taking a little bit off that fastball, getting it up over the line of scrimmage, and Barion Brown won that route the whole way. It was great to see him convert that, because 2 plays earlier, Josh Caddis tight end wide open in the end zone on that batted ball. Would have been a big loss if they didn't convert for a touchdown there.
Leary is only 5 for 12 through the air. Ray Davis hasn't done anything, yet Kentucky keeping pace with South Carolina, down only 3. Cole, what do you got on Ray Davis?
Well, one of the areas he has helped this football team, not just tonight, but this season, has been in pass protection. You mentioned Eli Cox directing traffic, a nice redirect by Davis to come back into the A-gap, help pick up that linebacker to give Leary just enough time to deliver that touchdown pass.
If you drive this fast around 5 points, it's probably going to get you. McCall, you can stop around the corner, get a great sandwich.
Oh, absolutely. I'll hit the gourmet shop. I have to wait a little while, but charcuterie is off the charts too.
It was.
Almost snagged a couple that were left over there.
10-7 South Carolina with the lead. Let's take a look at Fansville, brought to you by Dr. Pepper. Someday I want to be in the zone that DeRude is in here in the mid-state. He is flat feeling it. Created Sandstorm and reaping the benefits.
South Carolina, what's going on? This has been a long time coming. I think you know the deal.
The Finnish translation for goosebumps is Hanhem Kuplat, and that's what he's got tonight. Wow, that's a great pull by you. Thank you, Google.
Maybe the people believe it, though.
Also, the soul patch coming back. He's bringing it back. If anybody can, it's Darude.
Here's Mario Anderson bouncing off of dudes up front for the Cats. That is a big defensive line. Josiah Hayes and Deion Walker both making some noise up front tonight.
Yeah, and this is where this Kentucky defensive front and really what we're used to seeing from Kentucky, the physicality, has got to take over. They have to make South Carolina in this offense completely one-dimensional. Try to force Spencer Rattler into a bad decision.
And made one yet tonight. He's 8 of 10. Leaves the pocket again. What a move! Went Olay on him, and he dives forward to turn what could have been a loss or a minimal gain into a pickup of 7. He's averaging 7.5 yards a carry.
Well, Brad White said, look, he's not a Jalen Milroe type. He's a little bit more like Brady Cook. Mobile in the pocket, can make you miss. And boy, Spencer's cooking right now in the pocket.
Nice crossover, 3rd down 3.
Hit him with the boom bottom.
He did. Pressure from the edge. Rattler, dangerous pass. Broken up by Maxwell Hairston. Tied for 5th in program history in interception return yards.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. Dow Loggins mentioned, look, 4 or 5 of their best players for Kentucky all play to the boundary. You want to try to throw to the field and run to the field as much as possible. That time, a little bit of a hesitation by Spencer Rattler. Looked away, then came back to it, and can't do it against Maxwell Hairston. Interception machine.
Here's Kai Kroger, great punter. Also a very effective passer in his career. 7 of 8 on fakes. And the lefty had a great kick here. He was booming on pregame. And that one will check up right at the 30. We've got a 3-point game second quarter from Columbia.
It's easy to change your climate. Talk a little game, dance around, put on some stupid sunglasses. But to change our culture is at the core.
Sellout crowd here in Lexington. Touchdown, South Carolina.
When you're changing a culture, I don't think Shane Beamer would have it any other way.
We talk about stupid sunglasses and dancing. Come on, come on.
This was a wildly entertaining side story last year, but talking with both head coaches, water under the bridge now. Shane's like, man, I've reached out to him a ton since last year. Feel like we're pretty good buddies now.
Yeah, a little normal interaction pregame, some smiles, but you know deep down there's still a little bit of, yeah, they want to beat each other.
Listen, old school on the left, new school on the right.
Totally.
And that's...
It's not right or wrong. It's just they both been able to build something. Uh-oh.
Big hole for Ramon Jefferson, who was magnificent in a run against Alabama last week. The former Maine Black Bear rips off a first down run.
I thought it was interesting talking to Shane Beamer. He kept mentioning we got to get back to having fun, right? When you're on a losing streak and injuries are everywhere on the field, he's like, we stopped showing highlights in the facility. Now everything that runs on the TV 24/7 is just guys celebrating, guys having fun, right? He wants his team to embody that. And they got tough 2 games here to try to get bowl eligible, but trying to get some of the good vibes back in the building.
South Carolina picked up a fumble on a bad play to start the game last year, never looked back. Leary has to scramble. He's got the entire field now. Whoa, he got leveled on the slide. That'll bring a flag. Debo Williams delivered the hit, and plenty of pushing and shoving afterwards. Alex Huntley, not shy, got in there. I think Debo's challenge here was, when was the slide started? And that's what he's trying to claim. He slid too late. Now, targeting doesn't care if you slid too late.
Boy, last couple of weeks, Devin Leary has been banged up. Banged up against Mississippi State, banged up a little bit against Alabama, and took a huge hit there.
Dead ball, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 0 on the defense. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
We're going to go to break. By the way, the replay room can put targeting on if they think it was, if they see it on tape. That is not the call here. They tend to Devin Leary on the field. And Mark Stoops stating his case. Leary has had to deal with injuries left and right over the years. Torn pectoral muscle at NC State and a broken fibula in another game early in his career. And he's still being tended to by the athletic training staff. This is the hit. Be back in a moment. The replay booth took a look at this hit on Devin Leary and deemed it was not targeting. But because the quarterback had given himself up and was defenseless, then it is a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, so because he's defenseless, targeting would be forcible contact to the head or neck area, so they deemed it was a little lower than that. And as you saw, a little more the side of the helmet, not quite the top where the crown is.
So Kaiya Sheron is in the game now for Kentucky. Leary back in the tent for the Cats, and he will hand it off. And here's Ramon Jefferson again. And all he does is bite off big chunks. Grew up in the Bronx, was recruited by Liam Cohen when Cohen was in Maine, and now Leary asking if he can get back in, and they said go back over there. They're testing him out and continuing to get some runs in. Ramon Jefferson getting an opportunity tonight. 7th season of college football. A stop at Sam Houston State with the Bearcats in between the Maine and Kentucky stints. Coming back from a knee injury last year. And that is incomplete to Brown, and that was backwards. And Shane Beamer saying, why haven't you guys marked it back there? And they ruled it incomplete. Ooh, that is a whiff.
Definitely backwards.
And what a huge difference it is. It leaves
The
second and
previous play
2.
is under further review. The ruling on the field was the pass was
And now
forward
they will
and
review it.
incomplete.
Yeah, this little RPO, so Kaiya Sheron decides to pull it, throw the bubble route, but man, first throw in a game, cold off the bench, short arms it a little bit, and that's definitely backwards. So
that's going to put him at the 26. And that's going to make it closer to 3rd and 8 instead of 3rd and 2. Well, that changes your play call a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Especially with Devin Leary, who was back in the huddle, back on the field after taking that huge hit a couple of plays ago. Take it back. I'm sorry. That was Sheron who was back in the huddle. So replay does its job, correcting the mistake, we assume. Here's the announcement. Got to wait for the DJ to stop playing before the announcement.
After video review, the pass was backwards. The ball will be placed on the 26-yard line. 3rd down.
And maybe a little more time for Devin Leary, yeah, to feel ready to head back in there. As Liam Cohen relays the play.
They'll make it 3rd and 9. Kentucky 3 of 5 on 3rd downs tonight. Leary looking for Dane Key. Now he goes the opposite way. That's caught for a first down by Barrion Brown, who spun free but stepped out at the 9. A huge conversion on a pickup of 17.
Boy, and it's a great block by Ray Davis, I believe. Yeah, watch this pickup right here on a blitz. Deebo Samuel come right down the middle. Deebo Williams, excuse me, right down the middle. Ray Davis cuts him down, gives Devin Leary just enough time And again, another great touch throw there by Devin Leary right over Kilgore to Barian Brown.
So that puts Barian Brown over 1,000 yards receiving in his career.
The previous play is under further review, ruining the spot on the sideline.
They want to see exactly where Brown went out of bounds.
Let's see if his foot steps out right as he spins. Right there.
Ooh. I think the heel was up on that one. And
maybe right
down
there.
on that one.
Yeah.
And that's where he was originally ruled to have stepped out on the field.
Let's see, right toe down. Is that heel? Oh, I don't know. That heel might come down a little bit in the white there. Boy, that's tough to tell, huh? Matter of 4 yards or so.
After video review, the runner stepped out of bounds at the 12-yard line. It will be 1st and 10 at that spot.
Well, the replay folks are earning their keep tonight.
Yeah, they are. Tell you what, we've mentioned it a couple times. Really interesting watching the use of Ray Davis. Again, 2nd in the SEC in yards. Hasn't been great. The running game hasn't been great in general the last couple of weeks, but came in on pass pro and then back out. Right, and they've much more lean towards Garnbay and Jefferson at times when they're handing the ball off.
Jefferson is 3,000 career yards to his name, his various stops. And he slipped trying to make a cut in the backfield. Talking to Liam Cohen about his recruitment of Ramon Jefferson in the Bronx, went to Co-op City, which has produced some incredible talent. Guys like Curtis Blow and Rod Strickland, Chris Canty and Queen Latifah. I mean, that is about as versatile as you can get.
Queen Latifah.
Covered every spot of that map.
Yeah. At a Truman High School in the Bronx. What a rise for Liam Cohen from Maine to the NFL to Kentucky and back again after a couple of stints with the Rams. Second and long. Into the end zone. Contested and taken away. Nick Emmanwori with the interception for South Carolina. He wants to keep running. He's never going to give that ball up. First interception for the sophomore from Irma. Leary watching the replay on the big board. Just a hair underthrown, and Emmanwori made the play.
Yeah, trying to find Isaiah Cummings in for the injured Jordan Dingle, and the 6'3" Emmanwori does a great job undercutting the corner route and using that height to climb the ladder. And a huge turnover for South Carolina.
Well, South Carolina desperate to find 2 wins to close the season and make it to a bowl, and Nick Emmanwori doing all he can. And he took it all the way to the crowd. Well, what would we call the Lambeau leap here?
The Darude leap tonight.
Yeah.
Rattler able to complete it on first down to Trey Knox. Arkansas transfer. Great visit with Trey here in the stadium yesterday. Oh, he's a big dude, 6'5", 240.
Well, he's put together well, and maybe one of the most surprising pieces of information we've gotten all year.
Oh, we'll wait for that. Leggett with a change of direction to the backfield. Trying to do it again. And he won't survive. Gets taken down finally by Trevin Wallace. It's a loss of 17 yards.
Well, when you play running back a lot and Leggett doesn't, again, he's going to get a lot more touches in the backfield because of how banged up South Carolina is. But you can reverse field once. Twice, never works, especially with Trevin Wallace on the other side.
I don't know. Cole did a U-turn on Gervais twice.
Well, Cole's a crazy driver.
You never trust him.
Define crazy.
Well,
Speed limits are more like guidelines.
3rd and Sumter here for the Gamecocks. Kentucky drops 8. An initial hit on Knox. All right, Cole, finish the Trey Knox teams.
Well, Tom, you were just talking to him about his career and coming to South Carolina, and I said that transition to tight end at Arkansas, I said, I feel like it's all played out now. He said, yeah, it was rough in the beginning. Coach Pittman kind of fought it. And I was like, yeah, most guys don't like moving inside. He goes, no. They wanted me to stay outside. I wanted to go inside. I wanted to play tight end. I welcome the physicality. Shane Beamer also telling us you can't get the kid off the practice field. He wants to be at every drill, every rep, all the time.
He also wants your job once he's done playing.
I'm probably going to get it.
Got better hair. 4th and 18 to punt it away. Tamion Robinson in midfield. Over the shoulder. Trying to make something happen. And he went the wrong way on Yuji. Let's get to the studio. Here's Dari.
Watson, myself, will update what Florida and Missouri are doing right now up in Como, a place you're obviously familiar with. Alabama rolls, Georgia rolls. What do you see so far here?
Feels like Kentucky weathered the storm early on, and now the momentum seems to be on their side.
Yeah, South Carolina's playing like a team that wants to win these 2 games and make it.
We will see you all shortly, guys.
All right, thanks, gentlemen. Yeah, the desire for South Carolina to finish strong and make a bowl, incredibly strong with the reps that they have the opportunity to get young players on both sides of the ball. Both of these teams have a rival lurking next week. Here's Ray Davis. Davis against Florida went for a career high 280 yards and 3 touchdowns and 26 carries. It's like Kentucky just hasn't been able to replicate that performance.
No, they really haven't. And to the point of South Carolina and the urgency to get to a bowl, Kentucky had high aspirations. A 10-win season above that. So how do you remotivate yourself and reset those goals to go, hey, we're bowl eligible, but what kind of bowl and how do you want to finish the season? Motivation much different on either side for both these teams.
On 2nd and 5, it's Davis. Look at that high snap. He's taken out by the hustling T.J. Sanders. Out of Marion, South Carolina. Great high school basketball player for the Swamp Foxes. 3rd and 2. Larry looking for the slant, and he's able to find Dane Key. Reverses direction, lost the football. Taken away by the Gamecocks and DQ Smith. It ends up in the hands of Emory Floyd eventually, but Jalen Kilgore forced it out, and we got flags on the field. South Carolina's defense providing momentum. The Ime Worry pick, and now the fumble recovery
against the South Carolina bench.
I don't think Shane Beamer is going to mind a bench warning when they can play with momentum like this.
Well, this just cannot happen. A great read, double slants to the field. Devin Leary works inside to the slant first, not there. Goes to Dane Key on the outside. Great job spinning out of that, getting yards after the catch. But that ball is so loose in the left hand. Kilgore does a great job of coming over the top. And boy, these receivers have struggled with drops, now fumbles. Just an absolute momentum killer and a drive killer there from Dane Key.
Receivers you talked about, a key part of the promise of this Kentucky team going back to the offseason. And the inability to take advantage of a big arm quarterback like Leary as Mario Anderson picks up a few before Deion Walker cuts him down. Walker carrying the load tonight. Coming off a 5-tackle game against Bama. Gamecocks have all 3 timeouts remaining. Rattler can't get out of the pocket, taken down by Deion Walker.
Well, Another one of those times that South Carolina is trying to change the launch point. But watch Deion Walker redirect here with some speed. The big man seeing that, redirecting, putting the pressure on Spencer Rattler, getting him down.
Timeout. South Carolina.
That is a big 350-pound man that can move.
6 tackle the night for Deion Walker. Cole, there may not be pressure coming in blitz packages from Kentucky, but if that D-line can continue to work the South Carolina offensive line, it's going to be a long night for South Carolina.
Especially if you're doing it with 3 or even 4. Those are pressure packages or hash rushes that you've got to be able to pick up as that Kentucky offensive line, and it's one that just has not been on the same page for multiple times this season, whether that's redirecting the wrong way or quarterback not being on the same page with where things should be. You rush 3 or 4, that's just getting beat 1-on-1 or maybe even 2-on-1.
Well, Deion Walker's an incredible athlete. He was a great basketball player on a loaded team at Cass Tech in Detroit. They had 2 300-pounders in the paint. That's Jackson Pruitt, who's playing football at Temple now. We asked Deion, did you find any other centers about your size? He said, well, dude, we went up against him 6'10", 250. So no, not even close. That was a great high school basketball team, and Rattler is able to complete it to Anderson. A little shake there, and it goes back to the end zone to pick that one up, and he's banged up.
I mean, just look at Deion Walker's ankles, though. I mean, for a guy who's 340 pounds, you're not supposed to have ankles that small. He's got to be athletic. He has 0% body fat from the waist down.
Makes a 0 look good, doesn't he? Anderson took a nasty hit. He kind of turned his back to the defense after he initially broke through. Looks good on the sideline now with the athletic training staff.
Boy, and they need him. A great effort here on 3rd and 12 to try to pick up that extra yard.
Remaining. Kentucky has elected to take the 10-second runoff. South Carolina will not use a timeout to avoid the 10-second runoff. Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 59 seconds.
That was just a pile drive.
49 seconds.
You got a 10-second runoff for the injured player. South Carolina elects not to use the timeout with 49 seconds left in the half.
Thank you.
And they're looking at a 4th and 1. Boy, that's good to see, right? With South Carolina already down a couple running backs to carry on Joyner, Juju McDowell out. They can't afford to lose 24.
Anderson can't be on the field for this play after leaving due to injury. Carolina's going to go for it. They converted 35% of their 4th downs this season. DJ Braswell is the running back. Try to get him to jump. Clock rolling under 30 seconds. And South Carolina will take a timeout. And we'll take a shot here to close the half. This season, for every field goal and extra point made by participating universities, Allstate will make a contribution to the university's general scholarship fund. Thank you, Allstate. 24 seconds left in the half. Coming up at the break, you can watch a live performance from the mighty sound of the Southeast on SEC Network Plus. Start streaming now on the ESPN app.
Think they're going to play a few of Darude's hits other than Sandstorm?
Well, they might.
The whole album, maybe? Not sure what. Probably a long time. We heard the concert going on as we showed up today about 4:30.
Don't need any vocals, do you?
I don't think so.
Try to get him to jump a couple of times. It didn't work. So Kai Kroger, senior out of Lake Forest, Illinois, on to punt it away. That's better. That's what we saw from him in pregame. Even the Kentucky coaches were marveling at Kroger's big leg. And so Kentucky would get it with 13 seconds left. Wouldn't expect him to do anything here. But what's the message in either locker room, especially on the Kentucky side? Just, I don't want to say they seem uninspired, but they haven't been able to find any rhythm yet.
No, they got to be better on first downs, right? Incompletions on first down, stopped runs on first down. They're just setting themselves up to be in bad situations behind the chains. I think Liam Cohen's got to figure out how to get the ball to Barion Brown, how to get Ray Davis going. Both those guys have been a little quiet in the first half.
Well, the production is dead even, 133 yards apiece. South Carolina just 2 more plays than Kentucky. But in a game that means so much to South Carolina, Shane Beamer's program playing with a ton of energy tonight, reflective of what the head coach has provided on the Gamecock sideline. More, let's get you down to the field.
Coach Beamer, you told us there was a big stretch during the season that your team just could not take the football away. What did you feel when you saw Jalen Kilgore rip that ball out?
Love the way they're playing on defense right now. A huge play by Nicky Manwari on the interception. We got to keep better leverage on the receiver, but heck of an effort by Kilgore. Our defense is playing their butts off right now. Right now we're getting our freaking you-know-what's kicked up front on the offensive line, and we haven't blocked 0 since we took the field tonight. So we better figure out a way to block 0 and find a way to sustain some drives.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
It's all right. It's after dark. You can say butts. South Carolina with a 10-7 lead at the break. Plenty of improvement on both sides. Looking for that in the second half. Let's get to the studio. Here's Dari.
All right, guys. Thank you much. 3 butts in the...
From Williams-Brice Stadium, welcome back to SEC Saturday Night, presented by T-Mobile 5G Home Internet. As we hit the second half, they turn out the lights and get this thing revved back up again. What a story in the first half. A couple of quarterbacks that each had a great quarter, but a low-scoring game. South Carolina with a 10-7 lead as we get set for the third quarter of action tonight. Tough to see them when they turn the lights off, isn't it? Lights are on here. Tom Hart, Jordan Rogers, we got Cole down on the field. Different quarters for each, but still South Carolina's takeaways really loom large.
Absolutely. I thought Devin Leary really started getting into his stride there in the second quarter, despite not running the football well. The turnover was absolutely huge. The strip fumble was absolutely huge. So when we've been talking about South Carolina offense so much, it's really the defense that showed up in this first half.
They had a great first quarter, but then unable to get any footing afterwards and dominated the ball when Kentucky couldn't get their hands on it in the first quarter. So in a series where the margins are so slim and the fan base reaction really boils down to one game in terms of momentum for the season, this is still huge for both sides. Kentucky trying to improve its bowl lot. South Carolina needs a win tonight and next Saturday night against Clemson to make it to a bowl. Alex Rayner will kick it away. Dead even, 133 yards each. You know what Shane Beamer puts on every Monday night? He turns it to SEC Network and he watches Read and React. Here's what sneak preview he can watch Monday.
Well, he likes the block party, and we're going to get to something he probably won't like because there's not a lot of party with these lack of blocks. Deon Walker, defensive tackle. We've talked a lot about his impact on the game. Watch him read and then react back flat across the line of scrimmage. Be able to make that play on Mario Anderson. And then here, just fighting through the double team. Pad level has been something that has been very inconsistent for Deon Walker throughout the course of his career. Outside zone play comes right at him. He's able to battle through that double team and get the tackle for loss. Great job.
He's had a monster game for this Kentucky squad with those tackles behind the line of scrimmage and a quick release to Marion Brown. And Brown picks up the first time. So how does South Carolina counter that pressure? Spencer Rattler getting rid of it quickly.
Yeah, they've had pressure. Anytime they try to drop back or even change the launch point, push the ball downfield, it's been Deon Walker and a bevy of others. So get the ball out of your hands quick. Marion Brown is that kind of change-up guy. Get the ball to him in the flats. Even find ways to get Xavier Legette involved on these quick throws as well.
Play action. Rattler steps up, throws on the run, takes it deep. It is incomplete. Marion Brown, step for step, was Maxwell Hairston.
A great thought by Spencer Rattler here. Nothing open downfield, steps up, sees him late. This is an absolute bomb with Trevin Wallace in his face. Really good job there by Maxwell Harrison adjusting and making sure Brown can't get his hands on it.
Rattler, that one's blown up immediately. The pass to Josh Simon. Zion Childress, transfer from Texas State. Quarterback at New Caney High School outside of Houston. In a couple of years as a wide receiver, he was first team All-State, also lettered in both basketball and track and field. He's an all-around great athlete. Four-man rush on 3rd and 10. Rattler goes left just a hair, and that one falls incomplete. He was chased by Deion Walker and J.J. Weaver.
But just no time to throw the ball here. Just a little bit of a stunt. J.J. Weaver is going to start outside, work inside as Deion Walker blasts through a double team, and both of them right in the face of Rattler as he's trying to find Xavier Legette down the field past the sticks.
Kroger's averaging 41 yards a punt. Tavion Robinson to receive for the Cats. That's a beauty. Robinson lets it go over his head. And South Carolina's long snapper Hunter Rogers downs it after a 55-yard punt.
Boy, what a great start for Devin Leary. Showing the arm strength there, ripping a dig route, and layering the football here in between up and over zone coverage. Finish it off with a touchdown to Barryon Brown. That was the good, and then the bad here. Just forcing to throw in tight coverage, trying to get it past E-Man Worry. The 6'3" DB. Got to know when to take the chance, take the high-risk throw, and when to just check it down.
Both Brown and Key have gone over 1,000 yards receiving on the night. Larry just 7 of 15. Well, not on the night. That would be some sort of record, but for their careers. And a straight ahead run, a pickup of 5. Third and 34th wide receivers in Kentucky history with 1,000 receiving yards.
And, you know, one of the things talking to Liam Cohen down on the field about his running back Ray Davis and the struggles they've had rushing the football is just not really breaking the tackles that you saw him do earlier in the season. I mean, the first guy could never bring down Ray Davis, and as of late, as the season has progressed, get a little more banged up and just not breaking tackles and getting the yards after contact like he was earlier in the season.
Leary trying to throw for it this time. Brown picks up the first down. Collier yanks him down after pickup of 7.
Brown came up a little gimpy there. He's got a little tape on his knee already.
He's going to have to exit the game. Sophomore out of Pearl Cone in Nashville.
I do love the emphasis Liam Cohen has put on trying to get him targets, get him involved early in this game. Let's hope he's okay and can come back in.
Here's Ray Davis. Got hit immediately and taken down. Debo Williams. Second and 11 remaining. Said this earlier in the first half. Kentucky had to shuffle the offensive line. Kenneth Horsey's been battling a bad knee. He's out tonight. Ray moves to left guard, and Jagger Burton getting the start at right guard. Here comes the linebacker blitz. Leary tipped and incomplete. Stone Blanton came in on the blitz and got a fingertip on it.
Boy, tip balls have really been an issue dating back to last week against Alabama. A few of them. That time it was the pressure. Last week it was more Leary staring guys down. That time just too much in the face of Leary pressure, and then tip ball after the fact. And here, 3rd and long, the crowd's getting into it.
5-man rush. Leary leaves the pocket. We got a flag down, and he fires this one over to the Kentucky sideline. Good catch by dude in khakis.
Personal foul, hands to the face, number 90 on the defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic first down.
That's TJ Sanders.
Right here on the left side of your screen, getting his hands up in the face of Marquez Cox right there. Yeah. Initial protection was pretty good, just coverage on the back end. Every receiver was blanketed. And boy, without that penalty, that would have been a big stop by the South Carolina defense.
Kentucky's first down of the game came via penalty. And now here one in the second half. And nothing doing with that run game. Pickup of only 3 for Ray Davis. Another stop by Tebow Williams. So what do you see when you watch Ray Davis over the last few games?
Well, just a little bit of hesitancy. If you saw right there, he kind of side skipped a little bit before he got going downhill. Now, it's not all on Ray Davis, right? When there's not an initial hole there, it's tough to get ahead of steam and get going downfield. As you see, Mark Stoops probably saying something pretty similar there. Not much to work with, but
only 167 yards on 20 carries over the previous 3 games after a sensational start to the year. Trying to find a hole with Ramon Jefferson. And he's really shown something. He picks up 3 there. Missed all of last year with a knee injury. Coming in 5th among Division I rushers in terms of the active career rush list.
A little more of that burst, right? There's a suddenness to Jefferson's game, which is why I think Liam Cohen has wanted to see a little bit more of him. Now on 3rd down. No Jordan Dingle. No Josh Caddis. Who's the go-to guy here? No Barryon Brown. Who's the go-to guy here for Devin Leary? Oh, Barryon is out there, actually. Came back in the game. That's big.
On 3rd and 4, looking that way. And out of the backfield is Isaiah Cummings. That's a gain of 14 and a Kentucky first down.
Well, I love this, right? Mentioned no Jordan Dingle. He's their F, that athletic or H tight end. Isaiah Cummings filling in for Jordan Dingle, coming across the line of scrimmage there. Finding a way to get the athletic tight end involved there in the flats. Easy throw for the quarterback.
So one of the goals for Liam Cohen, by the way, coming into this game was if South Carolina is going to show a specific defense, they want to try to keep them into that. And I think Mark Stoops was just waving Isaiah Cummings to stay on the field. They wanted to keep the same personnel and maybe go tempo. But he took himself off the field for this play. And Leary setting up, fires a bullet and weaves it through traffic. Wow, what a thread of the needle to Dane Key for the first down.
Wow. This is a strike. Wanted a double move to the field to Barryon Brown. It wasn't there. You're going to see Leary work his eyes to the left here. Right there. Barryon Brown not there. Comes right to Dane Key, and that is a tight window. He fits it right in. That's that arm strength. Hey, sometimes it pays off to throw it as hard as you possibly can. That time it did.
Here's Davis. Good burst there, and Davis with a spin. A first down and plenty more. 6 more, in fact. Touchdown on a 31-yard run.
And that is the Ray Davis that Liam Cohen has been waiting to see again. Bursting through the first level, getting on a safety, and watch the spin move. Gets through the first and second level, then whoop, see ya. That is the guy that Ray Davis was for the whole first half of the season and his entire career.
That is his 17th touchdown of the season, 12th rushing. Among the best in the country. Rayner adds the extra point. Put him in the spin cycle.
And since the second quarter, this Kentucky offense firing on all cylinders, and Ray Davis saying, hey, Darude can spin it, but so can I.
So a 9-play, 92-yard drive for Kentucky. Took 5:20 off the clock. Longest touchdown drive of the season. And good to see number 1 cash it in. And a touchdown in the first 8 games of the season. That's the best run for Kentucky players since Randall Cobb in 2009. Cobb's stretch came in the middle of the season. Kentucky with its first lead of the game. And a touchback here. Let's touch it back to the studio. Dari, how are those butts and seats?
Well, you know, the butts are good. We're having a little meeting about our show that's coming up a little later. We're also going to update you what's going on Florida and Missouri. A fun third quarter so far. Trevor Etienne on a 37-yard pass from Graham Mertz actually put the Gators ahead, but just moments ago, Brady Cook makes his way to the end zone. Mizzou back on top. Back and forth there in Como, guys.
Brady Cook doing his best Brad Smith impersonation. Exactly known for his running, but Spencer Rattler ran it well in the first quarter tonight. They went with Lenore Sellers again, and he hands out to Marion Brown for a gain of 1.
Yeah, Dow Loggins, offensive coordinator for South Carolina, just trying to find something that sticks right now. Last 4 possessions for South Carolina, just 1 first down, 13 plays, 21 yards. Been tough sledding here since the first quarter.
They're going to stick with Sellers with Rattler behind him in the pistol. 2nd and 9. DJ Braswell is the running back. Now they move Rattler out. Sellers hands it off. And Deion Walker makes another play. That's a gain of 3.
Boy, Deion Walker has been everywhere.
It's a problem.
I mean, every time you look up, he's making a play. Not even mention, I think most of the season, a lot of the stats don't signify his impact, but tonight, stacking the stat column and making a huge impact there. Bringing down the true freshman Braswell.
And he's working on a true freshman right guard. Trevon Baugh out of Pace Academy in Atlanta. Rattler back at quarterback, and he lets this one go. It is incomplete. Trying to find Leggett. Late coverage from Maxwell Hairston and Ty Bryant.
Yeah, just a vertical route. Going to be double covered by Hairston underneath. And safety over the top. This ball just a little underthrown as you see Ty Bryant, the safety, trying to catch up to Xavier Leggett. Rattler couldn't quite step into that one all the way, and that probably about 5 yards shorter than he wanted it to be.
Does anybody talk trash as a position group better than DBs?
No. They'll even do it when they didn't even really make the play. The quarterback maybe just missed.
Fair catch taken. Noah's on the move, showing us Columbia, South Carolina. Back in a moment.
Holy cannoli, look at this. It's like a science project.
Ordering lunch. Easy for you and me, but can be so difficult for a young homeowner turning into their parents.
Are those all different lettuces?
Yes, sir. Brown rice, white rice, or quinoa.
We're gonna need a minute.
Do you have any food allergies?
Well, my teeth are sensitive to cold.
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
That'll be $19.45. Oh, I'm just paying for my own salad.
Williams-Brice Stadium is one of the greatest atmospheres in college football, period. From 2001 and Sandstorm to Cocky, Sir Big Spur, the South Carolina State Fair, and a fan base that packs the stands during both good seasons and bad. There is nothing like spending a Saturday hanging with Willie B.
Well, a great tradition here, really. South Carolina's professional team for many years until the Panthers came around, and they still enjoy incredible support at this huge stadium. And a team with a losing record as of today, needing to win out. And boy, it's going to be packed next week as well. We're talking about Alex Huntley, big number 95. Him growing up a South Carolina fan. He said, you know, there's Huntley in on the tackle, perfect timing. He said, South Carolina, when I was younger, was kind of dominating that Clemson series. He said, then Clemson got a win, and I noticed all these people in town started wearing orange more than they ever had before. bandwagon
difference.
fans.
How about home versus road for South Carolina?
Something about playing here, huh? Must be Daru.
Gotta be.
I'll tell you, that last Kentucky touchdown drive took a little bit of life out of this stadium.
On 2nd and 8, Leary. They got a hold, and there's the flag. And it was Ray Davis on the catch. Well, they had Tonka Hemingway in a headlock. Draymond Green would have been proud of that one.
Holding, number 84 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot.
Josh Caddis was banged up in the first half. Back on the field now for the Cats.
Yeah, when Tonka Hemingway gives you that boom bada, that move right here, just splitting you, yeah, not much you can do. That is, he's not even trying to hide it there. He's just, I'm just going to grab his, I'm going to ear hole him. Just try to keep him off my quarterback.
2nd and 18. This Kentucky offense is one of the slowest pace of play in college football. They wouldn't mind making this a quick second half and try to run some clock, but got to pick up a first down to really do so. Leary over the middle. That's complete to Dane Key. And a manageable 3rd and 8.
I really think we're seeing the best version of Devin Leary right now. I mean, the interception really his only mistake, but he's been pretty sharp most of this game, and they're in a good rhythm right now. Need another one here on 3rd and 8.
Kentucky started the game 0 for 3 on 3rd down. Since then, 5 for 5. Different story. Script flip for South Carolina. Play clock is at 4. Get it off at 1. Or did they? We got flags.
False start. 77 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
That's Jeremy Flax. And Mark Stoops is same person. Well, they're bringing different personnel in.
Yeah, center Eli Cox was trying to change protection here at the last minute. Watch him pointing. Devin Leary sent in motion. He's going to point, change protection right here. Then he's going to clap. Doesn't hear the clap. Rest of the offensive line does. That's what happens on 3rd down. South Carolina will stack that line of scrimmage, trying to get in the perfect protection, and hurt him on that play.
On 3rd and 13, Leary evades pressure and a long run if he tries to get it. They take him down in the open field. It's Nick Emmanwori. And that'll end the Cats' 3rd down run. So from a center standpoint, it feels like breaking the huddle late, getting to the line late, really puts pressure on Eli Cox in addition to what South Carolina is.
Absolutely. Right, you mentioned how slow their pace is, and a lot of that is because they hold the huddle so long. So you actually has less time up there to get yourself in the right protection, and Eli Cox tried to do his best, but didn't get it off.
Chance for a return for Kilgore. And South Carolina's going to have fantastic field position. 44-yard punt, 15 on the return. 4 minutes left in the 3rd quarter in an emotional night here in the Mid-State.
Dari Noka in studio. It's our road to the championship presented by Mercedes-Benz. Georgia dominated Tennessee on their road to the SEC championship. Carson Beck, nearly 300 passing yards, 3 touchdowns. Outscored the Vols on Rocky Top 38-3 after trailing 7-0. SEC record-tying 28th straight win. SEC record-setting 27th straight conference win.
All right, Dari, thanks. Here's Xavier Legette. I want to just ask a question about Georgia, and I know we're not concerned about them at all. But there have been multiple occasions where they have started out in a hole, like they did today against Tennessee, 75-yard run to start the game. Against elite competition, is that an issue?
No, I don't think so, because the defense, I think, is only getting better, and the offense has been what has carried them, right? That offense is clicking on all cylinders. They're healthy with Brock Bowers back, so even if they get in the hole, they're absolutely capable on offense of digging out of it.
Low throw to Marion Brown, picked it off the turf and is able to take it for a first down. Great hands by Brown. Fifth-year player out of Tampa, Florida, by way of Georgia Tech. His Yellow Jackets, former team, have a 3-touchdown lead on Syracuse tonight, second half. And a win from bowl eligibility. Here's Anderson. And Anderson straight ahead, and he picks up the first down.
A great push up front there by that South Carolina offensive line. Ja'Kai Moore, left guard. Big push, open up that hole for Mario Anderson to get north and south. And now you're starting to see a little life, a little energy after a first down.
Here's Anderson again, hesitated and ran right into the waiting arms. Big number 0, Deion Walker. I mean, that dude, he told us that he took up bowling during COVID because it was the only place to socialize. And not only did he get good enough at one point to bowl 9 consecutive strikes, but he owns 3 balls, a 12-pounder, a 14-pounder, and a 16-pounder. And my guess is he can make that 12-pounder move like a softball. Rattler, it's taken down by guess who? Deion Walker.
Who are you fooling? He makes that 16-pounder look like a softball. I mean, look at the man. And once again, I'm a broken record, but you got to be able to block 0 here. It's the secondary move. Again, it's the reading and reacting, like Cole pointed out right after half. And that's a big body. That's a guy that conditioning has been an issue. His weight's been an issue. Talent has never been an issue. He's playing a lot of snaps tonight and making a big impact.
Dude's going to be playing football for a long time. Now 3rd and 8. The game up front. Rattler trying to escape. And he gets taken down at the logo. Sacked by Octavius Oxendine.
Oh, it's just a couple TE stunts. Coverage on the back end by Kentucky was there. Rattler tried to buy some time and just wasn't able to, as you see the ends coming around, pressuring up the middle, caused Rattler to scramble. And Oxendine right there to clean it up.
In on his 2nd sack of the season. Gamecocks with another fail on 3rd down. 0 for the last 7 on 3rd down, a 4th 3 and outs now.
False start on the offense. All 11 players were not set prior to the snap. 4th down.
Tack on a few more. 4th and forever now with Kai Kroger out in the field. Kroger is a great weapon and a fair catch taken inside the 10. 20 seconds left in the quarter. Let's get it to Laura Rutledge and our friends at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Wherever fun happens, Academy Sports and Outdoors is there.
There was some special guests this morning at our production meeting. Special thanks to Cole's aunt and uncle, Aunt Lori from Ridgeway, South Carolina, letting us know exactly what we do right and wrong in our broadcast.
You behaved yourself?
I didn't say that.
Don't forget crazy Uncle John.
Yeah, Uncle John. Ridgeway population 80. Told Uncle John he should run for mayor. There's Ramon Jefferson with the carry.
That was the over-under in F-bombs. I thought he might drop in our meeting. Thankfully, he was under.
It was definitely an entertaining meeting. Back home watching the game tonight. And as is Normal in this game, this series, we go to the fourth quarter with nothing decided. Stoops, V. Beamer, Kentucky versus Carolina. To the fourth we go. DeRode is in the cockpit, and he is leading the party here at Williams-Brice Stadium tonight. We got 15 minutes to decide this thing. Kentucky looking at a 2nd and 4. Pressure up the middle, nearly jumped, and a first down run by Ramon Jefferson. Well, he is making up for lost time in a hurry after a knee injury cost him last season.
Jeremy Flax, right tackle, pulling around from this right side. Watch the block up inside on Debo Williams there, clearing the way for Jefferson. It's amazing watching this offense when the run game is hitting, right? It's just so much different. Devin Leary playing different. The pass game opening up.
And it's complementary football, not just on the offensive side, but the way Mark Stoops wants to play defensively. Here's Ray Davis back in the game. Got to fight through that first tackle, picks up 2. By the way, we want to send our thoughts and prayers out to our buddy Freddie Maggard, former Kentucky football player, dealing with some health issues, and made that public this week. Such a key part of their coverage with Kentucky Sports Radio and beloved by the Kentucky fan base. Well, he's watching the game and covering it tonight.
He's one of the best when it comes to the knowledge and history of Kentucky football, and obviously we're all thinking about you, praying for you, Freddie.
On 2nd down, they go play action. Leary going deep, and he overthrows again. What goes into a quarterback's play that leads to overthrows?
Well, that ball just came out a little too flat. He's got such a big arm. He can afford to put a lot more air on that ball and allow his receiver to run underneath it, adjust to it. Worst case scenario, it's a 50-50 jump ball. You'd rather have that than an overthrow, and I think he's just rushing some of those throws, and they're coming out a little too flat. See if South Carolina dials up some pressure. They're showing man coverage across the board.
Timeout taken by Kentucky.
Kentucky, they're first.
And we will join them. Key 3rd down coming up for the Cats. Tight game, 4th quarter. 4th quarter, 5 points here in Columbia, South Carolina. Close the Starbucks right in that corner. One of those 5 corners really threw me off my routine.
Yeah, what'd you do?
Stayed at Halls later. 3rd and 8.
It's called compromise.
We all make sacrifices in life. Now this is a big one for Kentucky and a South Carolina team that needs to win tonight and then again next week to make it to a bowl.
And before the timeout, South Carolina showed a 5-man pressure with man coverage. See if they go back to that or they change it up.
A couple of drops from this wide receiver core tonight, especially early on. The stagnant first quarter for this team. Safety blitz coming. And that one just wide. One on the same page is Tavion Robinson.
Yeah, South Carolina brings a late pressure. It's man coverage and just a miscommunication between Leary and Tavion Robinson there. I think Leary expected him to break out or turn around his right shoulder. He turned inside.
Is that a wide receiver's choice sometimes, or somebody was wrong?
Not usually. Someone's wrong there. That type of route, option routes, yes, sometimes, but that was a deeper hook route.
Here's Wilson Berry to punt it away. Freshman Jalen Kilgore back to receive it. And a fair catch taken at the 26, and may have gotten kick-catch interference afterwards, but there is no flag on the play. We move on. Let's take a look at tonight's high-speed play brought to you by T-Mobile 5G Home Internet.
Well, at some point, someone's got to figure out how to block Deon Walker. No one's figured it out tonight. He's been all over the place in the run, but most impressive getting after Spencer Rattler. He's been all over the place, came into the game with 26 quarterback pressures, best on the team for Kentucky, and he's added to that a few times tonight.
Tonight, 2 tackles for loss and a sack. And he's playing loose.
He's having fun, huh? I'd have fun if people couldn't block me either. That'd be pretty fun to play like that.
Play action. Rattler flag down, likely be holding.
And Rattler took a big hit on the sideline there too. See him grimacing a little bit.
David Rayner is the one that delivered the hit.
Holding number 53 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, first down.
Again, when you move the pocket like this, really easy for O-linemen to get their hands on the outside as defenders try to run away. That's what you saw there, and there's the big hit on Rattler. He's taken a few of those.
Yeah, he has. Trevon Ribka, number 90, was the one that drew the flag on the holding. Backwards pass to Marion Brown. He gets taken down right at the sideline by Keaton Wade. Gain of 1. Is the South Carolina passing game so predicated on play action that they have to follow through with every fake, or can they simplify and get rid of it a little bit quicker, maybe to save Rattler just the time that it takes in carrying out those fakes?
Yeah, no, they can. They're capable of spreading it out, playing a little more small ball, quick game. But you're right. The problem is they have 37 rushing yards tonight. They're completely one-dimensional right now, and Kentucky knows exactly what they're trying to do.
Here's Trey Knox on the catch. Gain of 4.
A lot of those quick passes, Tom, extensions of the run game, like Dal Loggins told us, and he said in those meetings, our passing game is getting the ball to the open guy with timing. So when that pass game becomes an extension of the run game, got to happen quickly, and this Kentucky defense has made a nice adjustment under Brad White.
And Dal Loggins would love to get it to Xavier Legette more, but he only has 3 catches for 32 yards tonight. Came in averaging 109 per game. Rattler straight drop. Over the middle. Oh, caught. Look who it is. It's Xavier Legette. And he'll take it near midfield. No play action. Straight drop. Find your best receiver.
Amarian Brown does a great job of taking the coverage high over the top. And then Legette right behind him there on the dig route. Call that a dagger concept. One vertical takes the safeties. You see 10 there working up the field. Legette right behind him on the dig route, finding the vacancy in that zone.
So South Carolina with new life after that first down. Here's Anderson through the right side. 8 yards on first down. Anderson averaging just a hair over 2 yards a carry tonight. Came in averaging 6 yards a rush.
That's called the Deon Walker effect.
Yeah. He's been the bowling ball. Carolina offensive line have been the pins. Anderson got to the yellow line, which is obviously unofficial, but enough for a first down. Another fresh set of downs for the Gamecocks. Anderson's got to come out. They don't have any depth behind him. They'll bring in DJ Braswell, freshman running back, and Walker getting a breather for the Cats. On play action, Rattler finds Trey Knox for the first down, and South Carolina rolling along, a gain of 21.
That's a great route by Trey Knox. Cole mentioned was a receiver at Arkansas, changed to tight end. Little double move corner route. You see Rattler with his eyes downfield, holding the safety, and then getting back outside to Trey Knox on the double move.
7th play of this drive. Started 56 yards ago. They're going to run the reverse. This is Amarian Brown, and he's going to lose yardage. Alex Afari Jr. stuck with it.
Oh, just great play by Afari Jr. there of staying with your contained assignment. Ball goes away from you, but stays outside. Forces him back inside to the rest of the defenders there, and slowed down a little bit of a trick play there from South Carolina.
Carolina led this game 10-0 before Kentucky found the end zone in the 2nd quarter, added another in the 3rd. Here's Anderson. Huge block on the edge, and that'll be a crack back and draw the flag. Omega Blake. What do you think of the flag?
Well, he doesn't hit the back of him.
Illegal blindside block, number 89.
But it was a blindside.
15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replayed, 2nd down.
So initially thought it might be a block in the back. Actually gets the front side of him here. Omega Blake, you're going to see him peel back. But these are the type of plays they're trying to get out of the game. The blind sides. This is how some injuries occur if you hit a guy up high, not paying attention right there. It wasn't vicious, but by the rule of the law, that's something they're trying to get out of the game. They want you to get in front of them and shield them off, not make contact.
Simple player safety rule, and what a swing that is. It leaves Carolina with a 2nd and 26 now. Fake to Braswell, come back to Leggett. Makes a couple guys miss. Got a convoy, and he picks up big yardage for South Carolina. They'll mark him out at about the 17. Making it 17-yard gain for number 17.
Oh, a little jailbreak screen. Tree Babalade, Jakai Moore. Big boys, left tackle, left guard out there out in front. Trying to pick up somebody. Just get in the way, big boy. And a big pickup to make it at least a more manageable 3rd down here. After the big penalty pushed him back.
Blake Lock late. Rattler wanted to change it. Here comes pressure, and he fires end zone for the score. And South Carolina jumps back in front. Second touchdown of the night for Xavier Leggett. And 3 huge plays on this drive for the most improved wide receiver in college football.
This play was made by the true freshman, DJ Braswell. Huge pickup on the blitz. And what an answer by South Carolina and Spencer Rattler.
They overcame the 2nd and 26. They converted a 3rd and 15. Leggett will get the headlines, but Braswell doing the dirty work.
Yeah, and forced into a roll. He may not be ready yet. May not be ready for yet, but De'Aaron Jackson blitzing here, 23 with a huge pickup. And Rattler with traffic all around him. Finds his main man for the answer and the go-ahead.
SEC Saturday Night is presented by T-Mobile 5G Home Internet, connecting homes across the SEC.
The history of great quarterbacks here in this program's history. Tommy Suggs led him to an ACC title in '69. Todd Ellis, a record for passing yards. Tannehill, the record for passing touchdowns. Connor Shaw, 3 straight 11-win seasons under the head ball coach. And tonight, Spencer Rattler trying to join that elite company. 6 of 6 in that last drive for 89 yards. Those other guys are beloved for what they accomplished here. And in the end, you talk to other coaches in the league, this staff, they just rave about Rattler. And there's talk he may be the best quarterback ever played here.
Most talented for sure. I mean, he is so gifted. And if they can close this one out, maybe get a big one next week, get him back to a bowl, that kind of builds that legacy for him.
And let's think about when things really turned around for him. Before the Tennessee game last year, they simplified the offense. They cut the playbook down from like 90 plays to about 60. Let's do what he's comfortable doing. His maturity, his willingness to be a leader, and what he's gone through just as a football player, it's going to be really appealing to NFL teams.
His growth has been unbelievable, right? Came into college football as one of the highly touted, highly scrutinized players we've ever seen. That only accelerated at Oklahoma and now here at South Carolina.
#1 quarterback in his class. Here's Ray Davis for maybe a yard goal.
I mean, I tell you, I think the best football player to play that position at this university would still be Connor Shaw, maybe best career.
Yeah.
Tannehill put up great numbers. But this young man, I just don't think in the grand scope of this season gets enough credit based on everything that's happened around him. You guys have talked about the injuries on the offensive line. You're playing 2 true freshmen on that offensive line. You have a former quarterback play in the slot. You had a former quarterback playing running back. Your #1 wide receiver hasn't played since week 3. I know now Xavier Legette is that guy now, but that's a lot for a quarterback to go through in one season.
Maybe he'll end up on the radio like Tommy and Todd. 2nd and 9. Pressure coming. Leary got rid of it. An immediate stop to bring up a huge 3rd down with South Carolina leading by 3.
And Eman Wari with the great open field tackle. He had the big interception earlier in the end zone in the first half. And now the play of the game so far, this 3rd down right here, as Kentucky tries to quiet this crowd and rebuttal the touchdown from South Carolina.
Four-man rush. Leary a little bit late, but in time to find Tamion Robinson, and that's a 1st down for Kentucky.
Boy, the accuracy here once again from Leary. Works inside out. See him move his eyes a little bit, trying to move a secondary defender. And then puts that one right on the face mask. Only place that could have been to Tamion Robinson.
Leary's picked up the pace in the 2nd half. They're going to run a reverse. This is Tamion Robinson again. Good moves before he gets shoved by Eman Wari and company. 2nd and about 5 coming up. Given what we've seen from Kentucky tonight, what is their offense best at right now?
Well, those intermediate throws is where Devin Leary has excelled tonight. It's been the deep shots that have been just off. But you feel like Liam Cohen's going to dip into that well one more time.
You got to keep calling it,
you
right?
have to. His quarterback is capable, and they've gotten behind South Carolina coverage a couple times tonight, getting a lot of man coverage on this drive. They're going to have an opportunity to take a shot if they want it.
Intermediate again, right to midfield. Dane Key with the grab. Local product, grew up a Kentucky fan right there in Lexington out of Frederick Douglass High School. Four and a half minutes and rolling. Kentucky's got a strong kicking game behind the leg of Alex Rayner. If they have to settle for 3. Leary feels the pressure. Backpedaling, fires incomplete. Davis had a step on Debo Williams.
Yeah, a little pressure from the outside coming from the left to Devin Leary here. Cox tries to get back out and get to it as late as he can, but pushed Leary out of the pocket. Did the best he could, just get rid of the ball. This is where you don't want to abandon the run, right? I mean, 4 minutes left. You got plenty of time. Just need to at least get yourself in field goal range.
Looking for Brown. And nearly picked. Oh my, Kilgore had to go right through his hands. He saw the same thing everybody else did, the developing play to try to find Barion Brown.
Boy, and almost exactly the interception that Leary threw last week against Alabama. Almost the same route as well. Just a little bit late, and that ball's going to be out. You can see Barion Brown waiting for it. That ball's going to be outside and out earlier, and Kilgore should have had that one, and he'd still be running.
Third down. Linebacker blitz picked up. Larry going deep. Hand fighting downfield. No flag and incomplete for Brown. He was trying to stave off the defender closest to him, Kilgore.
Boy, a lot of contact and hand fighting going on the outside. Trying to take a shot to Barion Brown. A lot of contact there. Really both ways. So
they're going for it on fourth down. 4th and 10. 4 minutes to play. They're 1 of 8 on 4th down this season. Play clock at 2. 1, 0. And there's the flag. They'll kill this play before it got off. All right, so if you're Liam Cohen, maybe Kentucky got a timeout here. If you're Mark Stoops and Liam Cohen, and you go for it
delay game
on 4th and 10, you stick with it on 4th and 15? No, they're bringing the punt.
No, you don't. Yeah, 4 minutes left. You have 2 timeouts, so plenty of time to try to get the ball back. But they were calling a play there. They were trying to get Isaiah Cummings on a crossing route with 3 receivers on the other side of the field blocking for him. Just didn't get it off in time there. Boy, that was a roll of the dice, huh? 4th and 10. I thought surely they were just going to take the delay of game on purpose. Not on accident there.
Yeah, not on accident. And that continues to be an issue in terms of what they asked this offense to do. Late out of the huddle, late to the line. Barry gets rid of it quickly. And that'll trickle inside the 5 and back them all the way up to the 2. I'll make it the 1. 53-yard punt, maybe the biggest of the season for Wilson Berry. 3-point game late, Cole.
Tom, I just wanted to give you a quick update. My man Darude right here came over and he said, this is expletive incredible.
He ain't wrong.
I don't know what. Say it. Don't say it.
Thanks to Wheels Up, helping make travel easier. Jordan was hanging with Dolly on Rocky Top this morning and here in Columbia this evening. Nice, easy trip.
Dolly to Darude.
I don't know if there's ever been
that's called a range, Tom.
They got to sneak it out of the end zone, and Rattler trying to create some space. Walk me through a quarterback's head with the ball backed up at your own 1-yard line.
Well, it's a nightmare. You're taking a snap with your heels in your end zone, so great job at least giving you a couple yards there. But the problem here for South Carolina, you're in your 4-minute offense, right? 3.5 minutes left. You want to try to milk the clock. They haven't been able to run the football tonight.
That's right.
They only have 2 scholarship running backs on roster. Mario Williams a little banged up tonight as well. So do they lean on Spencer Rattler and Xavier Legette like they did last drive, or do they try to milk the clock and run the football?
And you got to try to find a way around the mountain of a man, Deion Walker. Big number 0 has had a big game. Mario Anderson is the running back. Anderson got a little bit of space. 3 minutes of play and rolling.
Well, that's a huge gain there. Even a few yards get you in a situation where you can drop back pass and not be standing in your end zone if you want to. Here on 3rd and 4.
Boy, Jordan, that was snug too. Joshua Simon, the splitter on that split zone. I mean, Mario Anderson came in right behind him.
Not much room.
3rd and 4. Knox is the tight end on the left side. They're going to roll the pocket for Rattler. In the end zone, gets rid of it, incomplete. Trying to get it to Nick Harbor. Now, how about the decision to go for it on 4th down and cost themselves a chance with the false start, and now they'll get it back after this stop.
Yeah, it paid off, but here's the tough part. When you got Deion Walker on the other side and you haven't been able to protect and drop back, you go to sprint out, but when you do that, you limit the quarterback's options. You only have 2 options, and if they're covered, you got no choice there. So tough situation for Dow Loggins, the offensive coordinator, backed up. Great job by Kentucky of flipping field position and giving themselves the ball back here.
Ty Kroger's first punt of the night was not a great one. He's recovered nicely since then. And this one's going to give Kentucky good field position right at midfield. 2:10 to play in regulation. South Carolina leading Kentucky by 3. Well, Shane Beamer has some sort of magical, I don't know, recipe up his sleeve when it comes to November. 7-3 overall. What a finish to the season for the South Carolina program last year. Wins over a ranked Tennessee team and against Clemson on the road. They need 2 wins to make it to a bowl this season, starting with this, trying to hold on for the last 2-10. And then Dabo's guys come to town next week. Leary has it knocked out of his hand, flagged down. It's recovered by Tonka Hemingway, and the question will be incomplete pass or fumble. Flag is in the backfield, which could be anything in this scenario.
Holding on the offense, number 69. That is declined.
This building is shaking right now. Jordan Strawn forced it out. It's a 3rd turnover of the night for Kentucky. You feel your feet moving?
Wow. Boy, Devin Leary was just holding on to this ball a little bit too long, trying to hit a double move to Danke. Watch this windup. Look at how long this release is. And Strawn just able to get his hand in there. That ball, I mean, that is one of those big releases, Byron Leftwich style, it looked like on that one. That ball is out there. And Strawn did a great job coming around the edge on Cox.
By the way, I thought it hit the ground. That's just a straight pick by Hemingway, even if it was a pass, which wouldn't have been. But another takeaway for South Carolina. Under 2 minutes to play now. Kentucky's got 2 timeouts left. Desperate for a stop. Anderson swallowed up at the logo. Timeout, Kentucky.
Timeout, Kentucky. Their second. This will be a 30-second timeout.
Wow, what a wild finish to this one, and a huge momentum opportunity for the South Carolina team trying to make it to the postseason. You know, we started this game talking about Shane Beamer and the momentum for this program, and it kind of dissipated throughout the course of the season because of all these injuries. They can get it back in a hurry, not just with this, with next week's game too.
No doubt, an up and down game in the first half. South Carolina started out fast. Second quarter disappeared, got the momentum back here, and starting to feel like this team is playing with a little more energy, a little more confidence. And if they do that, finish out tonight and a big one next week against Clemson, who knows?
Well, it really depends on what your schedule looks like, doesn't it? In last 4 games, able to find some rhythm. That non-con against Jacksonville State was a hard-fought victory, and then had their way with Vanderbilt last week. And we got a flag and a false start on the South Carolina side. All right, you look ahead if Kentucky can get a stop here.
False start on the offense.
Oh, they'll still have time.
Not all 11 players
they have time.
Prior to the
they got a quarterback with a big arm and a very talented wide receiver.
Game clock to 1 minute
and it
55
feels like,
seconds.
not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but Kentucky as an offense is better when they run with tempo.
Yes, absolutely. Simplify things so the 2 minute is somewhere where Devin Leary can make some big time throws. But again, they got plenty of time with a couple stops to get the ball back. And again, just a field goal they need.
That's right.
Don't need a deep Hail Mary or anything if they do get the ball back, and a stop here on 2nd and 3rd.
Here's Anderson. Dragged down behind the line of scrimmage by Trevin Wallace.
Timeout. Kentucky. Their third and final timeout of the half.
3rd and 16.
This will be a 30-second timeout.
So next play will be about 5 seconds, right? You hope every average plays around 6 seconds. That gets you down to 1:45, and clock would tick down all the way down to just over a minute when South Carolina would have to punt the ball. So Kentucky's got an opportunity to get the ball back with plenty of time here to work. No timeouts, but 2-minute drill is in play to see if Kentucky can stop them here on third, get it back, and get themselves in a field goal situation to try to tie the game.
Now, you would assume that those deep ball opportunities that Kentucky had throughout this game won't be there in a prevent defense for South Carolina. But Leary's ability to put a little something on that ball and pick up a couple first downs would have them right where they need to be.
That's probably what he's done best tonight, right? The intermediate throws, minus the 1 interception. He's been pretty on. So all starts right here in third long as Kentucky defense needs to get a stop. And the clock will tick all the way down to just above 1 minute before a punt if they do.
Here's Legette. It's taken down inbounds. So as you said, 46 was on the clock when the play ended. We'll have about a minute when they get it back after the punt.
And right now, Liam Cohen relaying down the first couple plays of this 2-minute drive, right? That 2-minute package is usually about 10 to 15 plays at most, depending on what personnel group you're in. So he's going over the first couple plays with Devin Leary, relaying that to the sideline so the coaches can talk him through the situation as they get the ball back here.
Tavion Robinson is back there. Kroger got rid of it quickly and ended up getting some decent hang time. And goes out of bounds right at the 20. 36-yard punt, 57 seconds left in regulation. Kentucky needing a field goal to extend this game or a touchdown for the lead. Devin Leary on the night, 14 of 29 for 151, 1 touchdown and 2 picks. And the pressure is what ended the series early last time for the Cats.
And Dane Key's been his go-to guy. The tall receiver, 6'3", matchup problem at the bottom of your screen here. Split out as the X.
This is a young South Carolina secondary playing without O'Donnell Fortune, who's not available tonight. They drop 8. Leary steps up and fires to his tight end, Isaiah Cummings, who gets out of bounds.
Oh, that's a great job of not taking a risk downfield, not throwing the corner out to Key, but checking it down to Cummings, just getting some positive yards on first down. 50 seconds left. The clock will stop there. And again, after a first down, under 2 minutes, the clock will pause as they set the ball.
Up 8 again. Leary could run for it, goes across his body, and they're able to get the first down on a big hit from Eamon Worry on Ray Davis. 41 seconds left. Kentucky out of timeouts. Clock rolling now with the ball set.
And South Carolina kind of content to sit back in this drop 8 right now. A lot of zone eyes on Leary.
Leary down the sideline, nearly picked again. Marcellus Dial with the coverage and DQ Smith helping out over the top.
Well, you want to talk about zone eyes. You see Barrion Brown not even expecting the ball. Marcel Dial all over it, eyes on the ball the entire way, and then Brown tries to play defense at the last second there. Not sure what Barrion was doing. 2-minute drill. Ball can go anywhere. You got to be ready.
Leary can certainly fit it through a tight window. Might be his only choice here with 28 seconds left.
A little confusion here getting lined up.
They rush 3 again. Leary with a strike to the edge, and out of bounds goes Tavion Robinson.
Boy, it just feels like with how much over-the-top zone drop 8 coverage South Carolina's playing right now, Isaiah Cummings, number 8, who's filling in for the injured Jordan Dingle, is going to have to make a play over the middle of the field on a linebacker that's maybe one of your best matchups.
Leary goes to the seam and incomplete. Tavion Robinson was all alone.
Boy, yeah, a little hand on that one there. Not sure who that was jumping up.
There's one fingertip. 4th down. Here's the game for Kentucky. Leary over the middle, batted again. That time it's Tonka Hemingway, and South Carolina will take over, and they're going to win this game and have one chance to play for bowl eligibility. And what a disappointing season for Kentucky with a rivalry game still to play.
Boy, and a great play by Tonka. Didn't even rush here. They might have sent 2 guys. Tonka just sitting back, reading Devin Leary's eyes the entire way. Watch this. Not rushing, they rushed too. Tonka just drifting with Devin Leary's eyes. Saw it the whole way. Not sure it would have been complete anyway. It was tight coverage. But a couple big plays by Tonka down the stretch in South Carolina. In a do-or-die situation for bowl eligibility, is going to check the first box.
A few extracurriculars after the final snap, but Shane Beamer's November magic continues. Back-to-back wins against Kentucky for Shane Beamer in South Carolina. Before handshakes, Beamer's got to clean some things up there at midfield as he looks for Stoops. An emotional game from the start, and South Carolina, generally speaking, is going to end it with smiles on their faces. Well, this South Carolina defense, a bunch of dudes making plays, and a family win for South Carolina, just getting their hand on the ball.
And a few batted balls tonight. That one, the biggest of them all, by Tonka Hemingway. But the coverage on the back end, sticking to Kentucky receivers that entire drive.
Wow, what a win for South Carolina and Shane Beamer. When we were walking into the stadium this morning, Hunter Beamer saw Cole, yelled, "Hey, Uncle Cole." Gave him a hug, and Cole said maybe we'll see it post-game. He will. He's with Hunter and Shane.
Get nephew in here. Get him in here. There he is. Coach, you talked about your team having to fight back, battle back from adversity. Big players make big plays in big games. Spencer Rattler, 6 for 6. Xavier Legette, 3 catches, a touchdown pass on that drive to go up.
Huge. It was ugly for a lot of the game. Obviously, offensively, that's a good defense, but at the end of the day, our defense played their butts off. They've been criticized all year. I mean, what a game they played. And then at the end of the night, as ugly as it was, your 2 best players on offense, Spencer Rattler and Xavier Legette, make a big-time play right there.
You were visibly frustrated telling us stories about the amount of, you went 13 quarters without getting a turnover. That was the difference in the game tonight.
Huge. And it was extra effort. I mean, Nick made a heck of a play down there. Jalen Kilgore's effort over there. Pass rush. What an awesome performance by our defense, but man, our whole team. I mean, we were sitting there 2-6, Cole, and everybody had us counted out,
including him,
probably, yeah. But nobody ever can question the fight of this team and the culture in this program. That's a big-time freaking performance right here, and thanks to our fans also.
I got one more for you, Coach. I just want your reaction to this. It's Clemson week, and you need one more to be bowl eligible.
We need to play a lot better on offense. It's what you want. They got a great team. They had a heck of a win today. They're playing their best ball right now. They got to come into this stadium next Saturday night. It's going to be a rocking environment, but if we don't play better up front on the offense, it's going to be hard, because that's a pretty freaking salty defense we got coming in here next week too.
Thank you, Coach. Congrats.
Thank you, guys.
Shane Beamer in South Carolina with his family waiting. The huge win. Spencer Rattler, another big game. The defense coming through time after time tonight, forcing 3 Kentucky turnovers and then a turnover on downs to close the game. You know, so much in college football is based on perception and how a fan base feels about the program. Let's just suspend Kentucky's discussion right now because that's the other side of the coin. But for South Carolina and Shane Beamer, they have a chance to go into the biggest game of the year with an opportunity to achieve a goal. And despite all the injuries they've been through, things are moving in the right direction for this team.
Resilience and leadership, and I think you saw that from this entire team. The leadership from guys like Spencer Rattler and Xavier Legette down the stretch. And I know Coach Beamer's being a coach there. He's saying, hey, we didn't play great on offense. We can play better. But, hey, when Spencer's playing like that and when Xavier Legette makes plays like that down the stretch, you always have a chance.
Defense was the key tonight. They were able to stymie that Kentucky offense, get the takeaways when they needed them, and now 1 win away from the postseason. This was hard-fought battle on both sides with a lot of emotion, and Carolina comes out on top 17-14. That's a story from Columbia. Let's get you to the studio. Here's Dari.
All right, Tom, guys, thank you all very much. And yeah, great performance. Defense stood up, got the turnovers it needed. And South Carolina, after losing 7 of 8 against Kentucky, has now beaten them in back-to-back seasons. Kentucky, meanwhile, after the 4-0 start, has lost 5 of their last 6. So that slide kind of continues. But what impressed you most about what South Carolina showed us here tonight?
Well, they showed up in the first quarter. They go to a 10-0 lead, and then you're thinking, okay, they're going to start stacking these points, and then the offense really stopped.